Welcome back to Crimescape. Today we will be talking about the heartbreaking case of Brittney Gregory. Brittney Gregory, a bright 16-year-old who disappeared from the Jersey Shore on July 11, 2004. Known for her academic excellence and aspirations to become a forensic scientist, Brittney's sudden disappearance shocked her community and led to a complex, heart-wrenching investigation. Ironically, the girl who dreamt of solving crimes became the center of a baffling mystery herself. Let's start with Brittney's disappearance. On the night of July 11, 2004, following a disagreement with her boyfriend, Brittney sought to reconcile with him. However, her usual ride, her sister Bryan, was out of town. The next morning, Bryan returned to an unsettling scene. Brittney was missing. Her bed was untouched and her personal items were left behind, indicating she hadn't returned home the previous night. Brittney had seemingly vanished without a trace. Detectives Mark Bryan and Elliott started working on Brittney's case. They began by visiting every house in Brittney's neighborhood and looking at her home, which was just as she left it. They didn't find any signs of a break-in or fight, and all of Brittney's things were still there. This made them think that someone might have kidnapped Brittney. Even though this was a scary thought, they couldn't ignore it because they needed to find out what happened to Brittney. When Brittney went missing, the detectives first looked at her boyfriend, John Fitzgerald. They had recently broken up and Brittney was last seen trying to go to his house. The detectives asked John many questions about the night Brittney disappeared and their relationship. John was very helpful. He even took a lie detector test to show he was telling the truth. During the questioning, John mentioned a man named Jack Fuller. Jack was a friend of Brittney's dad and had offered her a ride on the night she disappeared. This clue gave the detectives a new direction in their investigation. After questioning John Fitzgerald, detectives expanded their search to the woods near Brittney's home. With the help of local law enforcement, search teams, and community volunteers, they thoroughly searched the area for any sign of Brittney. Despite using dogs and aerial searches and spending 3 days combing through the woods, they found no trace of her. Although this initially promising lead seemed to be a dead end, the detectives remained determined to uncover the truth about Brittney's disappearance. Detectives Bryan and Morgan explored every angle in Brittney's case, including her own family. They investigated Brittney's father, known for his struggles with drug addiction, to see if his past could be connected to her disappearance. They also looked into Anthony Geiger, the ex-boyfriend of Brittney's sister, Bryan, due to his volatile relationship with her. Despite their investigations, they found no clear connections to Brittney's disappearance. The detectives found no evidence linking Brittney's father or Anthony Geiger to her disappearance, leading their investigation to a dead end. Attention then turned to a new suspect, Jack Fuller, a known associate of Brittney's father and a known dangerous individual. Given his familiarity with the family and his unpredictable nature, he became a potential suspect. To gather more information, the police used an informant to get close to Fuller, a risky but necessary move in their quest to find Brittney. One day, Fuller was found in a suspicious situation near the house of Tommy Long, another known drug abuser and criminal. Fuller was holding a gasoline canister, an item that seemed out of place and raised suspicions. The detectives, already wary of Fuller due to his connection to Brittney, decided to take him into custody for further questioning. Tommy Long was not just another name in the investigation. He was a known associate of Jack Fuller and was aware that Fuller was the last person to see Brittney alive. His house, where Fuller was found with the gasoline canister, was located in a remote area, a location that could potentially be used to hide something or someone. This connection added another layer of suspicion to Fuller and made his arrest even more crucial. Following the arrest of Jack Fuller, the detectives embarked on an exhaustive 8-day search operation. This was not just a search for clues or evidence, but a desperate hunt for Brittney herself. The search teams scoured every inch of the areas where Fuller was known to frequent, hoping against hope that they would find Brittney alive. On the 8th day of the search, their worst fears were confirmed. In a remote area buried under a layer of dirt and debris, they found Brittney. It was a moment of profound sadness and despair for everyone involved in the search. The vibrant, promising young girl who had been the center of their investigation was no longer a missing person. She was a victim. As they grappled with the grim reality of Brittany's death, the detectives made another chilling discovery. Inside Jack Fuller's car, they found blood splatters. Forensic analysis confirmed the worst. The blood belonged to Brittany. This was the damning evidence they needed, the final piece of the puzzle that linked Fuller to Brittany's murder. Following the discovery of Brittany's body and the damning evidence found in Fuller's car, the case was brought to court. Jack Fuller, the man who had emerged as the prime suspect in Brittany's murder, was put on trial. The evidence against him was overwhelming, and the community watched with bated breath as the proceedings unfolded. On October 18, 2005, Jack Fuller stood before the court, the weight of his actions bearing down on him. Faced with the irrefutable evidence against him, Fuller did the only thing he could. He pleaded guilty. He admitted to the first-degree murder of Brittney Gregory, a confession that sent shockwaves through the courtroom. Justice, though delayed, was finally served. The judge, taking into account the heinous nature of the crime and Fuller's admission of guilt, sentenced him to 30 years in prison without the possibility of parole. It was a severe sentence, befitting the severity of the crime. For Brittany's family and the community, it was a small consolation in the face of their immense loss. But it was also a reminder that justice, though sometimes slow, does prevail. As we conclude, we remember Brittany, not as a victim, but as the vibrant, ambitious girl she was. We remember her dreams, her spirit, and her zest for life. And we hope that her story serves as a reminder to us all to cherish our loved ones, to stand up for justice, and to never take a single moment for granted.